Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about efforts at the state capitol to protect the safety net for those who really need it. My guest this segment is Mark Stone, who is a member of the State Assembly from Monterey Bay. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you, Steve. Very happy to be here.
And you are a freshman, but you are also a committee chair, which is fairly rare, chair of the Human Services Committee, which is looking at safety net issues. And so tell me about really what you see as the priorities for your committee and specifically the safety net issue.
Well, coming up through this year, obviously with the governor having put out his budget and the safety net having been frayed over the last number of years, we're really looking to make sure that we're able to provide the human services throughout the state of California that people have come to expect.
Is there going to be enough money to do that? Because if you look at the budget, yes, it's balanced, but a lot of people think it's balanced only on paper. And the reserve for economic uncertainties, or the rainy day fund, is only $1 billion, which can go in a flash. And so there doesn't seem to be necessarily a lot of extra money.
There isn't, and even with Prop 30 having passed, that really just stops the slide.
Right.
So for the human services areas, and we're talking about CalFresh, CalWorks, the programs that get people back to work, that feed families. I've been focused on the board, when I was on the board of supervisors in Santa Cruz County, on kids issues, child welfare. So a lot of those programs have been slashed by billions of dollars over the last number of years. We're just trying to hold on and then see how we build back those programs over the next number of years.
I mean, the governor's proposed budget does have some increases for in-home supportive services, for example, Medi-Cal reimbursements, I believe, right?
Yeah, there are some increases there, and of course with the governor's proposal, the legislature now takes a whack at the budget and tries to see how we can protect those programs and make sure that we're providing, again, the services, the expectations of the Californians in all 58 counties.
You mentioned just a second ago child welfare.
Yes.
Is that foster care?
The foster kids, yeah, the foster care system. When kids enter child welfare because of problems at home, then they get thrown into the foster care system, which is really moving towards permanency for those kids, a permanent solution, but it doesn't always work out that way. And within those systems in the different counties, each county handles a little bit differently, but some of the hurdles that kids have been facing have to do with the myriad of systems that are out there to work with them. But when you get more systems, when you're talking about education, the judiciary, the child welfare system, there's always a lack of communication that happens around those kids, and that's one of the things that I'm hoping to take a look at.
Are you talking about some new standards for care, standards of care, or?
Mostly just improving communication so that all of the different stakeholders that deal with a particular case, a particular child, have the information that they need to provide better services. But we also, through realignment, the governor's interested in pushing more and more responsibility down to the local level.
Right.
So we'll be up to the state to maintain as high a standard of care so there's some consistency throughout all 58 counties.
We only have a little time left. I do want to ask you very briefly, California is moving forward very aggressively to implement the Affordable Care Act, which will start in earnest really in 2014. Would you expect, in terms of getting the word out, trying to get people insured and getting these programs started, there's going to be a great deal of initial confusion?
There will be. And as providers are struggling to be able to meet that demand for a number of people coming onto insurance, but then we also have to make sure that we're addressing all of the issues that are for community health care, like mental health, children's health, things like that. So there's a lot in store and there's a lot of work to do.
All right. Well, Assemblymember Mark Stone, thank you very much for coming by, talking about some of your priorities moving forward. We'll have to have you back and talk about some of the others.
Happy to. Thank you so much, Steve.
You're welcome, and thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on My Government On Demand, also on YouTube.